name's Kimberly Perkins. I'm a captain on a Global Express based in Seattle, Washington. I grew up mainly in New Hampshire. I graduated from college with a Bachelor's of Science in Aviation Flight Operations, and then I went on to get my flight instructor license. Started flight instructing, gained enough flight hours to land a position at a regional airline, flew CRJ 200s based out of Philadelphia. And then 2008 hit with the financial crisis, and my upgrade time went from a matter of months to potentially never. So I took an opportunity to take a risk, and I went over to Nigeria, and I started flying CRJ 900s out of Lagos, Nigeria. It was a very, very unique experience. I was the only Caucasian female there at the company, so it was a experience learning both the culture and the unique flying. And that's where I started doing some nonprofit work, and it laid the foundation for me building my nonprofit called Aviation for Humanity. And the concept behind Aviation for Humanity is to use the network of international aviation to bring school supplies throughout the developing world. And after 2 years in West Africa, I wanted to break into the business aviation world. So I took a 1-year contract job in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, flying a Lear 60. I continued to do my humanitarian work there, and I used to teach English to Myanmar refugees in between flying. Left there, came back to the States in 2011 to rejoin my husband, who was in the US, and continued flying a Lear 60, got a master's degree, and started teaching international airline operations online for a university out in Georgia. And eventually I landed a position flying a Global Express and a Gulfstream 650. And more importantly, in 2012, I welcomed my daughter Chloe into the world. In 2016, my daughter Addison. So resiliency is multifaceted. There's an aspect of agility, tenacity, and positivity. And I can't think of 3 better words that also describe women in aviation. Women in the US make up about 47% of the workforce, but in the piloting world, only 5%. And aviation female mechanics, it's 2%. And what that means is when we look around, there aren't a lot of people that look like us, especially when we look up that corporate ladder. There are very few female mentors that are looking down to help us along the way. But I think that actually brings up an important topic that's not discussed enough, and that's the topic of piloting and parenting. We can do both. And that's why I think all of us as an industry need to find ways to work efficiently, productively, but also provide an excellent work-life balance. We've all heard of the pilot shortage, and MIT has a study that shows that gender-diverse groups are more productive groups. And so I think it's time that all of us as an industry make a change for the better and create a better work-life balance. I love running. Running helps me be resilient. I have run on 6 continents. I've run in the equatorial humidity in Tanzania and Nigeria, and I've run through the tourist-packed streets of Vienna. So I would say that's something that helps clear my mind and makes me more resilient. My thought on resiliency is that it's not binary. And what I mean by that is there's not one way to overcome a hurdle. There's not one solution to a problem. And so I think the best way for us to be resilient is to be open-minded, seek diversity, and work in a collaborative way. And that's how we create a team that's innately resilient and how an entire industry can thrive through change.